Yeah, the lady.
Yeah.
And when they were so thrilled when you were born, but in that day, didn't they like boys better than girls? Didn't they think boys were more special than girls? No?
Was not,
Okay.
not this.
Girls? Okay.
Well, you got more boys. They want to have a daughter. They want to
Okay.
have a girl.
And they already had two boys.
And
so they-
I was born
Okay.
in the
And my
two.
mother's mother was more modern in the sense.
She sounds like
Right,
it. Wow.
and where her father was more, probably wanted more boys. You know,
Okay,
he was
yeah.
more, your father probably wanted boys.
I don't know. No, he was happy.
Was.
He was very happy that he got a daughter.
Okay.
I was a princess by my mom and dad. They woke me up. I was not eating. And they're so afraid I don't eat. I was skinny. I didn't eat. And they woke me up. I remember, and they give me the baked special pieces cake I should eat. They're afraid I don't eat.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mother, they sent me to a school, a play school. I remember I played with children, dolls, balls, and the teachers in summertime took us by the hand. We went to the park with the teachers. She was happy that I'm not in the house. I start to grow up.
And you were about how old?
6 years old.
Okay. But your mother,
But how old
you were
did
the
you
only
say?
child at that time?
Well,
She
had
what?
two older brothers. You know, one from each
Right.
side.
Of
But
my
even-
mom,
When did your mom get pregnant with her next child after you?
after she got pregnant, I was already, Uncle Jack, you know, he was a baby.
So when you started going to play school, you already had a little,
No,
no,
I was alone.
okay.
I do that time I didn't get. And later she got pregnant. And I still went to that school because you couldn't start school. You have to be 7 years old, then you start public school.
Okay.
So I went still to that school, play
So
school.
you must have started with that play school before you were 6. You must have been younger than 6.
No, if 6 is, and my mother passed away.
Right, but you must have gone to the nursery school when you were 3 or 4 years old.
Yes,
maybe?
yes,
Yeah,
because she was
Okay.
busy, she went away
Yeah.
to to
Okay.
to Italy buy the fruit, you
Right.
know. She was always busy. She was happy.
Okay.
And she got the 2 sons and me. And I was a baby, and that woman took care of me.
Right.
And they often, she was always, I was thinking she is a family from me or something. She took care of all the children. And one time she went again for the fruit to eat, to the port to buy fruit. And she came back and she said she doesn't feel good.
Well, wait, but you told me she got pregnant.
She was pregnant.
So was she
No,
not-
she got the baby, my brother, then she passed away.
Hold on a second. So your mother got pregnant with your
I
brother.
didn't know, I was very young,
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
Right.
Just I always said, why my mother has a big stomach? My friends' parents doesn't have a stomach. And I
You were
was
too
too
young to
young
understand,
to
right.
ask.
But she continued to go to the port
She,
to order the fruit.
yeah, not so often, so that because they knew already how much to send it with,
Right.
with trains, yeah.
Okay.
So then what happened? Then she got pregnant.
when she got when she got the baby, I remember. I didn't know that what means she got so heavy, pregnant. I didn't
Do you
understand.
remember when Uncle Jack was actually born?
Yes,
What happened?
he was born, and I remember his breast.
You remember the birth?
And what, the name of the baby was Jack?
Itcha. Jack.
Itcha,
Itcha.
yeah.
Itcha.
My father was very happy that he has a son.
From her.
From,
Do you remember the father calling the midwife? Was that for Itcha?
we didn't got doctors that
Yeah,
time.
so who?
They, in the house they got the babies. A midwife always came. But my stepmother too.
Okay, we'll talk. But you remember with Uncle Jack, someone came in. Do you remember that?
No,
Not?
they took me out. I shouldn't see. When my mother didn't feel good, they let me go out. I should play. They didn't want to hurt me because
So what
I
you
was
remember-
very in love with my mom.
So
She
wait a
wa-
minute, but what you remember is she came home from the port one day and she wasn't feeling good, and was that because she was gonna have a baby, or was that because she didn't feel good?
That time, she didn't got the baby yet.
Oh,
So
she
she-
hadn't had a baby.
Okay.
The food came automatically.
Yeah, but one
That's-
time you said she came back and she wasn't feeling good.
This is, yeah,
It's just a story. Just
yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
I think it was just.
Okay.
So in one time I see that my mom then came and she got already Uncle Jack.
But she did have Uncle Jack. Okay.
Yeah, he
Uncle
was
Jack
a
was born in
baby.
August.
He was a baby.
And when
And
Uncle Jack was born, you were about how old?
I was 6 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. Or 4 years, I don't remember exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And one time she didn't feel good
This is after the baby was born?
after. He was just probably a few months old. And she got typhus. And
Was that common then?
and she got typhus, and she passed away.
Was it common for people to get typhus fever then? Did a lot of
With
people?
high fever, high
Yeah,
fever.
was that common? Did a lot of people have it then? Was that,
Probably it was an epidemic. Yeah,
wasn't it?
that says it was an epidemic.
So how?
I find it out later. I didn't know that my mom. They didn't want to tell me that my mom passed away.
Mom.
That always told me she went for food, and I said she doesn't come. She doesn't sleep with me. I didn't see her.
Mom, how long after Uncle Jack was born did she die, do you think?
He was just maybe a month old.
So maybe she had it when she was pregnant too.
Typhus you don't get. You can't get. Now they have different typhus, you know. That was she got a very. They called the plamistic typhus. I don't know. This was the worst typhus.
I didn't understand what you said. It was a different kind of typhus. They called it what?
See, there was smaller typhus. It's a very hard typhus, an epidemic. You can catch it,
Yes.
or that she catch with somebody else. That they couldn't understand. She was, back and forth on the train.
So she probably caught it on the train or at the port.
Can be.
Right.
And she came, and my brother was a baby. She got already the baby.
Right.
he didn't know the mom.
Yeah. So your brother was like 1 month old, and you were,
He was not a.
and your other brothers were older by that
The,
time.
the,
They were
yeah,
like 8 and 10 or something, or?
Or even more, probably.
yes, probably, yeah.
Okay.
So Dad wanted to tell me that I just cried why my mom doesn't come and she doesn't sleep with me. And that I didn't know that they didn't want to say she passed away. I didn't understand probably that time. In that time, you find it out later. I find it out.
How long did that go on where they didn't tell you?
My mom got good friends, and they took. I remember the friends took me. She got a little girl like me. We used to play. I came home from school, and I always said she's there buying. She's not back. They always told me this. Still, they got choice and told me your mom will never come back.
Who told
I
you?
didn't even know that she passed away.
Who told you that, Mom?
Like my mom's
She
friends.
told you that your mom died?
Yeah.
She finally
The
told
But
friend did
right
finally?
away, it took probably a week, 2 weeks, you know. Said she not going to sleep with you, she said.
And the friend told you?
Yeah.
the friend's mom. My mother's mother, so would you be my mother's mother, her mother was still alive. My mother's grandmother was still alive.
My mother, she was my auntie, but the rich auntie.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think so. Her mind was, she didn't know
Oh, you don't
exactly.
think so?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
okay.
I used to go in visiting, and she wore like a crown on the head, and I used to take that crown, put in my head. He said, no, dude, I cannot be without that. I have to have something on my
She
head.
was religious,
Yeah.
my mother's grandmother.
Yeah.
Would
And
you-
I always brought the fruit. My mom send the fruit, oranges, and
But
apple,
the grandmother was living in the same building that you were living in?
No,
with
No.
my
she
auntie,
would live
the
with her
rich
rich aunt
auntie.
in that house.
In her house, yeah. And they got a maid to clean, a maid to cook. They were very rich.
How soon after your mother died did her mother die?
A week later. And my auntie took me because I start to understand, said my mom will never will come back. I couldn't believe it. I was sick. I cried. I want my mom to sleep with her. Anyway, in the grandma, this was the grandma, she probably understood, and she died a week later.
So she did understand, I think. I don't think she
Yeah, a week
did,
later.
but she got it. And then, what do you remember?
But so my father was with,
Well, you were starting a sentence. You said you cried, you wouldn't eat, so your aunt took you somewhere.
no, my mom's friends took me
They took you someplace?
to her house.
To your aunt's house?
No, to her friend's house. My
Okay.
mother's friend's house.
Yes.
Did your aunt do anything for you when your mom died?
Well, she come in the house checking. We got still that maid.
Oh.
Okay.
So you were saying that your dad had, what, all,
The children, yeah,
so
yeah,
you got,
yeah. And probably took like a year. And my father started to look to he want to get married.
so he had 4 children, right?
Right.
Your wife.
And this was his third wife.
So did he go to a matchmaker then?
Probably. Well, my mom built up a very big store and they make a lot of money. And they was planning to buy a house, a big house for themselves because they lived very little, 2 rooms with all the children. So in between this, she passed away. She was in the 30s, 31, then she passed away. And that my brother, then she passed away. He didn't got a father, he didn't got a mother. So my
He
auntie,
had a father.
No, that was the Rosenberg.
Oh, the other brother. Oh, okay, okay.
First brother.
that motto.
Muslim.
Yeah.
So my father said he was looking, he was noch young, and he was looking for another marriage.
Going back to your brother, Mutzel, he had no mother and no father.
My
So then what
mo-
happened?
When she came,
Who's she?
stepmother,
No.
my father looked for somebody matchmaking. She was never married. She was probably in the 30s. My father was 14 years older than her, that I know.
So your father was probably in his 40s?
My father, yeah. He said he had, my auntie looked for him for a wife because she said, you have 4 children in the house. But I remember she said she has a cousin, my mom's a cousin. She never got children. She said to my father, marry her. You
So
have
the second wife was a cousin to your mother?
a
Third wife.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So she did, my auntie said, they came every day in the house. Every day, how we are, she looked at us, the auntie, my mom's sister.
She looked after you?
She'd come and see
Oh,
him.
for the
Or
children,
just coming in,
Okay.
checking in.
yeah.
Okay.
And she said she understood, she's 4 children, he's young, that he probably will get married. That she said she has somebody, because she never got children. She was divorced. And he should marry her. He said she's gonna be good to the children. She says, you have the Bluma and my younger brother, Jack.
So then what happened?
What happened? He didn't want it. The matchmaking.
He didn't want the matchmaking that his sister-in-law was matchmaking. That was
They knew that my father makes a lot of money in that store.
right.
And it's a good store. She was never married. He married one. My father was about 14 years older.
So he didn't want the cousin, so then he went to the matchmaker and he found somebody else.
They know already, people know he passed away, she passed away, he need a wife,
People
Yeah,
you
in the
know.
city just kind of connected.
okay.
And he married her.
What's her name?
Yeah.
Stella?
Feigeler.
Right?
They called her Feigeler.
Yeah.
Her name was Fella,
Right, am I right?
yeah.
So had Feigl ever been married before?
No, she was not married.
Okay,
I tell you about her.
okay.
she got a boyfriend. And that boyfriend, I don't know if this is important,
Sure.
and that boyfriend wanted to marry her. This was marry her. Just he didn't want to be in Poland. He wanted to go to French. And her parents didn't want it. She should leave to go another country. They never got 7 children, but they was married already too, some of them. I think you got already a book.
Yeah. I got a lot of pages, okay.
And she came.
So she didn't marry the boyfriend because her parents wouldn't let her.
They didn't let her because she had to leave the country. And he did not going to see her. So they hear about my father in the matchmaker, and he married her. She was beautiful. She was 14 years younger than my father. And I got a stepmother.
And she must have been mad because she probably wanted to marry your boyfriend. She probably didn't really want to marry your father.
She wanted, because her boyfriend left to Paris.
Okay.
She couldn't do it because the parents didn't allow it. He not going to see that daughter, you know.
Right.
You want to have her here.
Uh-huh.
Then the matchmaker, my father, and she knows that my father has 4 children. And she accepted. And we got a good store. The store makes a lot of money still. And I remember when she came with her mother, she looked so elegant, so beautiful, the high heels. The mother in a very good home, very good. And there was rich people, you know, Benyek, the cousin.
That sounds like her father was not, I mean, it was a good catch because they thought he had a lot of money.
Right.
Here, here he had 4 children or 3
Oh, but if she had that her boyfriends went away,
Right,
and she couldn't get married.
right. So then she kind of got stuck.
So, and she's a rich man. And she said, we're going to have children.
Was she also from Radomska? Did she live in the same city?
No, it's a small city. Przedwórz, a small city.
Okay.
And so my father got married. I don't know when, I don't know how old I was that time.
Do you remember the wedding?
I was not on the wedding. No children was on the wedding. No.
You were, what, maybe 6, 7, something like that?
I know, I must be already 7 years
7 or 8 years old.
because he waited not to get married. Yeah. And
You weren't going to public school yet, or were you?
I cannot, I have to be 7 years old.
So,
I
so
was,
if you weren't going to public school, you probably were under 7.
no, I started school when I was 7.
Did you have a stepmother then?
I don't know, remember clear.
Okay.
Or
But
the
when they
thing
got
of
married,
or there was the maid.
But when they got married, you weren't going to public school.
She got married. This was like between,
Yeah. Okay.
so I start to go, later I start to go to school. I was 7 years old, I start public school.
Okay. Okay.
And she came in the house, and my brother was that time maybe a year old,
Mhm.
Jack. He was sick. He got diarrhea. What he ate came out. Was thinking my father went to rabbis that time, believed in rabbis. He got a silver dollar from a rabbi, a very heilige rabbi, you know. He wore this years.
They thought he was dying, right,
Who wore the silver dollar?
right. My uncle was 1 year old, they put it around him.
Because he was so sick.
So
So sick
They
after
believed in
but
rabbis.
the mother was not alive, you know.
Yeah.
He didn't know not. He didn't know.
Okay. Okay.
And so I remember I started school, and oh, they loved me so much. Maybe because they knew, you know, it's a small city. I don't have a mom so young. And the teachers, they all liked me so much. So anyway, in the store nobody went to buy the food from Italy, you know. My mom was not alive. Just descended without her, descended. And the store started to go not good. Every time was not like they started. And and I remember I got a dream. I said that dream I will never forget. That my mom, I was sick, but I got a cold. My father here, that I'm cried, I'm not good. And they said to me, they said to me that your mom not gonna come back. And that auntie, she took me to the cemetery.
Your aunt did.
My aunt,
Is this in a dream or is this for real?
this really, she took me to the cemetery to show that your mom passed away.
Okay.
But you're
In the next is the grandma, her mom. They both lay each other.
Okay.
What was the dream about, Mom? What was your dream?
I dreamed my mom come in the
Oh,
house.
she came back, and that's why they went to show.
I was, yeah, I came, she came the back, and she said she knows that I'm sick, and she took me on her hand, and we got a table like that, and she took it around the table, and held me. And she said,
Took you to the table where you ate? Like, you're in your dream?
yeah, this was my dream,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Walked
Okay.
around the table.
Yeah.
She walked around the table.
And she held me,
Mhm.
and she said, and I said, she's not me. And she said, I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
It's okay, so she walked you around the table.
She walked me around the table. She said, I come back to you.
She probably did.
It shaped my life. She loved me so much. I loved her so much. So I didn't got a choice, you know. I begged, yeah. Then my father got married. I didn't told you this, the third one.
Yeah, we did, we talked about it. Third,
Yeah.
yeah.
The two brothers. One my auntie, my mom's sister, she took my brother right away to her house. She adopted him.
That was your brother Matik, or?
And they're the only way with my stepmother. And the other brother got our uncle, the mother's a brother. And he went to his uncle.
So this is the father's sister adopted parrots?
The father's first wife. Parrots'
The,
mother's brother. Was it Parrots' uncle from his
yeah,
mother's side?
yeah.
Took him in.
Okay. Now, is that because Fagala didn't want them?
And my brother went to my auntie.
Why didn't they stay
Why,
at your house?
yeah.
And I wanted she should take me first.
But why
But
didn't
why
they stay?
didn't your brothers stay?
He didn't want to stay with my stepmother.
She was
They didn't want him or she didn't want them?
He didn't want him.
Wait,
He didn't want the stepmother.
Your, wait,
your brothers.
your brothers didn't like the stepmother? Okay.
They right away, it took maybe 2 weeks, a week, I don't know. They went away. My auntie took my brother right away.
Okay.
And he went another city to his uncle. This was the mother's brother.
They were older, they were like 12 and 14, and at that age, they were
grown
more
up.
into, yes, they were grown up, right, Mom?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how much you
More
like-
independent.
Right, yeah.
Like at 12 and 14, were they expected to stop school and go out and support themselves?
Pretty much.
One brother went to my auntie, you know, that
Yeah.
Mottled. He got that very good. He got his own room. He got a maid, you know, she was so rich. The whole city they own.
Maybe we should kind of make a, like, soon so that we
Okay.
can bond, but I think my mom, you should describe, I think it's really your aunt's house.
I said before, houses you don't see this,
I
but
don't know
my
if
auntie.
my mom described to you the house,
No.
you gotta hear this.
Her ceilings was carved with designed. She lived better with the president, probably. So beautiful. She got a maid. She got a for cleaning. She got a maid for cooking. She got everything. She got 4 daughters and one son. He wanted to be a doctor.